And you
Okay.
don't know how to spell Guardians.
How do you spell it?
Yeah. That's today's discussion is Quincy can't spell Guardians. It's
Guardian, what is
G-A, not G-A-U.
It's like glamorous, yeah. I didn't know how to
And,
spell glamorous until Fergie. So Fergie started spelling glamorous in her song. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. You just taught me how to spell glamorous.
oh, really? From the song? So did
Yeah,
you also learn how
from
to
the
spell
song.
respect?
Yeah, that word too. I learned that's good. Learn all those. Yeah, I wish they would make more songs that were just
From
singular words.
what's the name? Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin, yeah. They should do more songs that are spelled out so then people can learn how to spell.
Yeah, that would be funny. Imagine the whole alphabet. Well, there is an alphabet song, so that makes sense.
Right. So welcome to the Geek Dude. My name is Quincy. I'm joined here with Jeremy. Your good old crew, good old buddy. Family means forever kind of people.
What is
We're
this,
going to talk
Lilo and
about,
Stitch?
is family forever in Lilo Stitch? I don't even
Yeah,
know.
the saying is Ohana
I
means
thought Ohana
family,
means family.
yeah, Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind or forgotten.
I said family is forever.
Oh wait, that's Fast and the Furious.
Oh, is that what that is? We have all
Yeah. Oh yeah,
these movie.
that's Fast and the Furious.
We have all these movie
It's like,
tropes.
yeah, you can do anything as long as you have family. That's my that's
That's
my
not
Vin.
family is forever though.
Yeah, I know. That's I'm saying. It's like you can do anything as long as you're with family. That's
I
my.
like how you have all these references of
That's
family, but
my.
none of
That's
that.
my Vin Diesel impression right there.
But it is somewhere, right? Family is forever is somewhere. I
That's
don't know
not
where it's
Fast and the
from.
Furious.
Well, I mean, you just said the quotes, and none of them were family is forever.
No, but I'm saying like it's from that same franchise, right?
I don't know. I mean, I thought I made it up and it was original.
No, we're not original people.
I don't know. I don't think maybe it is original.
I don't think so. It doesn't sound
Yeah.
original.
Oh, it's definitely not from any movie because I'm looking at Family is Forever and nothing's coming up. So good on me. Good on me. Well, welcome to the Geek View. My name is Quincy. We're here to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And this is the final hurrah for both James Gunn and I guess the rest of the Guardians. Well, maybe not all of the Guardians, but a good number of them. I mean, I hate to jump right into it, but did you feel something weird about the ending? Was the ending a little bit weird for you?
Also, what do you mean by weird?
Like Mantis and Quill and everyone kind of coming together. And I think Marvel still has the same problem as before, which is I didn't watch the Christmas special. And I know that they mention it in the movie about Peter Quill and Mantis being brother and sister or half siblings. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well that's kind of like a boop like thrown in there. I think that's the one issue that the MCU has when it comes to kind of combining this universe. There is, some continuity errors, there's some plot holes, things I guess that you can't really avoid if you have 3 hours plus of scenes that you need to cut up and know which one you want to use, right? And people forget. I guess things slip through the cracks.
Yeah, that's
But
a good point. It's like not everyone watched. I mean, obviously not everyone watched the Christmas special.
did you?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
Oh, was it good? Like, was it kind of like a nice like sampler to Guardians of the Galaxy 3, like bring them back?
Bring them back. I mean, it kind of just serves as like a. I feel like it felt like just a break point from the normal Guardians, shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Because it was the Christmas special, so it really was just them. It was more. I felt like it was more just them just bonding on film more, especially with Nebula now being on the team.
I get making them more feel like family, right? Because family is forever.
Yeah. Okay.
And diamonds are forever too. Everything's forever.
Okay.
I guess.
But yeah, I guess
Christmas
that
is a
is
good way.
something that never really stuck out. Was I never really no, it was too big. Was the fact that they were brother and sister.
It was kind of weird because what ended up happening was, I kind of watched a lot of those videos that kind of popped up and said, "Oh, watch this before you watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3," because it has been like, almost 5+ years, 10 years, right?
10 years.
So I did. Well, from the first one,
Oh,
the very
I
first one.
see.
Yeah, so I was thinking to myself like, oh well, like okay, first one was 10 years ago. I need a reminder and an update of what's going on. And then
So
of
you
course they
didn't
talk
watch the
about.
second one?
I didn't watch the second one, but I guess wasn't Mantis found on Ego?
Yeah, that's the second movie.
But that wasn't. Mantis wasn't mentioned that she was Ego's sister, right? Or Ego's daughter. Was she in that movie?
No, it was yeah, that's what I was saying in the Christmas special, right? She was talking more about her past. She was created by Ego, so technically that makes her the half sister of Peter Quill,
Oh wow.
right?
So having any
Because
legacy.
Ego is the being that made Peter Quill, right?
Mhm.
That's the father, but technically Ego also made Mantis to serve him, right? So
Right.
technically that makes Ego her father as well.
That's what happens when you miss the Christmas special.
I mean, that's not.
Doesn't make sense.
Is that really like a big thing?
I think they tried to shoehorn that into the movie because
Yeah.
really it's like they wanted everyone to feel like, hey, this is a family, but this family is going to be, disbanded, right? I think family has been the little like string that kind of tied it all together, from all three movies. Like, hey, vigilantes, individuals come together. Hey, we do adventures together. Hey, we're a family, and that's how I think the Christmas special tried to position it, and then as we get into Guardians of the Galaxy 3, we see, hey, this pretty established family. Like even the fact that Nebula had like a bigger role, almost kind of like the lead or kind of like the leader, because Gamora's gone, right, and Peter Quill is inebriated because of the sad news of Gamora. Like it kind of led. The only person who could be the leader is Nebula, and then I never even saw Nebula as part of the Guardians of the Galaxy at all. Never.
What are you talking about? She was part of it since the days of the Infinity War movies.
Yeah, but then it's like that's after the two Guardians of the Galaxies, right?
Yeah.
So it's like for me, if I'm looking at this trilogy, right? It's like, okay, I'm watching this one movie. Okay, yeah, it's Guardians of the Galaxy, Peter Quill and Gamora. Second movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, Peter Quill and Gamora. And then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, well, the two main characters are gone for, these external movies that are not a part of the trilogy, and then we're here left with.
So then, what do you feel about like for Kraglin then?
Kraglin had a weird role in here as well. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the movie. The movie was great. I love the movie.
I'm kind of confused as to. So what do you? I mean, I guess it doesn't. It feels like you're not a big fan of. Yeah, you feel like you're torn.
I'm a little bit torn.
I mean, I thought it was great. Like because the thing is, as you could view Guardians of the Galaxy as like a separate entity.
Yeah, but if you imagine if you only watch Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3, would it make sense to you?
I think so. Yeah.
You didn't watch Endgame. You didn't watch any of the Avengers movies. You didn't watch the Christmas special, and you only watch one. But I mean, I feel bad because we talk about this all the time. We talk about WandaVision not being part of, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and all of a sudden she has, kids. I mean, they kind of. It's hard because there's a lot of story to tell in 2.5 hours, and to kind of throw in, the storyline of build up, right, from Infinity War, Endgame, and a Christmas special, and then Thor: Love and Thunder, right? All of those 4 external movies thrown into this new Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is a lot to kind of establish people who have not seen those four films.
Right.
So I think maybe that's where it comes from. Like, it's like weird because for me, Peter Quill and Gamora were the main people. Now they're not. And then all of a sudden, in the first 2 movies, you don't have anyone like Nebula around. Then all of a sudden, Nebula is like, hey, here I am.
I feel
I'm
like
the leader.
Nebula is just a replacement for Gamora in this movie.
Yeah, Peter Quill does get it back together eventually.
Yeah, Peter. I mean, yeah, Peter was still the main star, or he's still
Well,
the
Rocket
main.
was the team leader,
Well,
right?
I mean, obviously, the main character, the main person for this story is Rocket. But I'm saying like the main leader is still Peter Quill,
Right. At least until the very end.
or is it?
Or is it? Because they did say, well, I mean, we're kind of jumping around here, but this is kind of like an open discussion on the movie itself. But yeah, at the end, you know, they said Peter Quill will be back, so he'll probably be back.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, we gotta keep Marvel
See,
to their
no
promises.
one really dies in this universe.
Oh yeah, that was another kind of gripe. And maybe I'll just talk about the gripes. In
Just
this
gripes.
first part. Yeah, my
Welcome to
gripes.
Guardians of the Galaxy gripes.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy gripes. That's what it should be called. The fake out deaths. There's so many fake out deaths. Like, don't get me wrong, I cried at every single moment, but those fake out deaths were like wild.
Wait, what do you mean
Dude,
by fake out deaths?
Like, it's like you think Rocket, you think he dies, you think Peter Quill dies, and then you think I honestly think that Drax. I thought that Drax almost died like more than a few times. Like, dude, he was getting blasted. Like, you don't even know his durability. Basically,
What do you mean almost died? I don't think I've ever seen Drax ever be close to death, or Peter Quill.
no, you mean like in the movie?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like Adam Warlock almost like blasted like a whole like hole in Drax, and Peter Quill almost suffocated to death.
Oh, at the very end.
Yeah, but like I was saying, like in this movie,
I guess I don't know. I never felt like they were ever in danger of dying though.
I mean, Peter Quill's face looked like it was like frozen over. Because wasn't that how Yondu died too?
Yeah, but I felt
So-
I never felt like at any time did it feel like they were ever a chance of dying. Not like Rocket.
Oh yeah, Rocket.
There was a
so close.
moment where I thought, okay, are they actually going to kill off Rocket in this film? Like this is going to be his final goodbye.
Yeah, I thought so too. That was an interesting setup. I thought the setup was good for that one.
Yeah.
Like the kill switch and in his body and everything like that. There was an interview on Good Morning America where who's the actor that played Peter Quill? I forgot his name already.
James Gunn.
No, that plays Peter Quill.
Oh, Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt. There was an interview with Chris Pratt, and he ended up going to the movie, right? And his son was watching it, and then at the very end, when he was watching the movie where Peter Quill, like, you know, freezes over, right, and can't breathe, like the son starts crying and looks at his dad. I was like, oh shoot, that's so crazy. I wonder what that's like for a kid to watch a movie and then see like, hey, your character's gonna die, and then they do die, and then they fall asleep.
That's another thing. I can't imagine like what kids are gonna be like 20 years from now, and they have to reference and they're referencing the MCU. They have to
Oh
like
my God.
reference like 20 plus years of worth of movies.
Yeah, it's like in the history books, like kind of Game of Thrones. I feel like Game of Thrones has a lot of history in them. I kind of want to read Dance of the Dragons. I feel like it's going to be a good story, and then I get to be up to date because it takes so long for these shows and movies to be created. It takes forever.
Dance of the Dragon. Oh, from the House of the Dragon series. I see that one. But then you're gonna be spoiling it for yourself. And also, what if they change it?
I already did. I spoiled it for myself.
Okay, what if they change? What if they
I
change
thought
the
I thought they
outcome?
were going to change it, but they didn't change it. It was not changed. It was unchanged.
Oh, you already know they're not gonna change anything.
Well, for season 1, I thought they were gonna change one of the sons from dying, but they didn't.
Okay, off topic.
Off topic. Yep. All right,
Uh,
let's go through each of the Guardians then, real quickly.
Each character, yeah.
So we're gonna go through the individual characters and kind of just look over the story arcs and kind of see how it fit in the whole narrative. I think they did a good job. You know, even though there's so many moving parts and so many characters, I think they did a good job of piecing the puzzle together. And of course, the highlight of this movie for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was definitely Rocket Raccoon, we did confirm that he is a raccoon. They did
Yeah.
show that he was a raccoon.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a person that doesn't call him a raccoon, or they never really reference him as a raccoon.
What are you talking about? They refer to him as a raccoon all the time. That's the running
No.
joke.
No, well, they were saying like, Thor called him a rabbit, and
Oh, yeah, because like everyone else doesn't call all the aliens call him different things. Like Gamora calls him a badger, Thor called him some other thing. Yeah, he's referenced a lot of things, a lot of different animals, but the running joke is like they call him a raccoon, and Rocket doesn't think of him as a raccoon until
yeah,
I
he
guess,
never does until
the very, very last moment. Yeah.
the final
But I
countdown.
think I really like the evolution of Rocket. Like, I think this is one of the things that the Guardians of the Galaxy movies excelled at is like the story arcs, the character evolution for each Guardian.
Yeah,
Well, like plus or minus like a few of the other characters, but like for example, Rocket I think is a perfect example of how like the character evolved over the years throughout the different movies. Right, when we first met him in Guardians 1, right, he was very, very different. And then in 2, we saw like him kind of change a little bit, like his character started to shift. And in the third one, we kind of see it like culminate in this finale, sort of, where he's now not responsible, but I guess like this important person that's part of like the Guardians family. Right? We see them. He's like he's integrated into being part of this family.
Well, basically the leader, right?
Now the leader at the very end. Wink, wink.
Yeah. Wink, yeah. Spoiler alert. But you're already listening to this like 15, 20 minutes in, so you've been spoiled. Rocket's story was very heartfelt. Backstory, great. I think it was a little bit scary. I was kind of scared by the other.
It was gruesome. His backstory was kind of gruesome. I was kind of liked it.
It kind of reminded me of Detroit Becomes Human, where they have all the reject androids, and then they're all like have scissor hands and weird faces. Like the rabbit was scary when the rabbit came out. I'm like, dude, well, this is freaky, man. They make this so freaky.
Yeah.
But I guess experimentation, right? Human evolution, trying to get these people. Even that scared me too when the turtle turned into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I was like, oh shoot, that's kind of scary.
Oh yeah, the violent one, yeah.
But Rocket was great. We got to see. Oh, okay, that was kind of weird. I mean, maybe we should call this Guardians of the Gripe of the Galaxy.
Well, Quincy's Gripes of the Galaxies.
Yeah, because I mean, did you think it was necessary for Rocket and that one? What is she? A seal? Is she a seal? I don't even know what she was.
Otter.
The otter. Do you think it was necessary that they had to kiss?
That wasn't a kiss.
They did kiss.
That's not a kiss.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we need the public information.
I didn't view it as
a
kiss.
Oh, okay. Dude, that's what we're gonna post today.
Anyway, okay, let's say they did kiss. What difference does that make to you?
I just think it's like, why?
Why what?
Like, did they need to shoehorn that love story in there?
I guess it's a matter of perspective. From your perspective, it's a love story and a kiss. From my perspective, it's not a kiss. It's just animals embracing each other. They nozzle each other.
They clearly opened their mouths.
No, they did not.
Oh my god. Okay.
They clearly did not. They clearly did not open their mouths.
This needs to. Okay. This is. Okay. We gotta excerpt this and we gotta post this on social media ASAP. It's too funny. So Rocket's arc.
Are you sure you didn't just fall asleep through the movie and then you woke up and you thought you saw something and you actually didn't?
I mean, I sleep a lot during different movies, but this one I did not sleep. I did not sleep during this movie.
Okay.
So, we should also talk about Gamora's storyline. They call her Grumpy Gamora on New Rockstars. Felt Gamora had a really good character arc.
I feel like Gamora was unnecessary this entire movie.
What?
I think her character ended in Infinity War. and that's where it should
You
have
don't
ended.
you don't think they should have they did a good job incorporating her?
No. No, because even Peter Quill at one point was like explaining the whole situation with the
In the
Infinity
elevator.
Stone. Huh?
Yeah, yeah, in the elevator, right?
In the elevator with the Infinity Stone and Gamora dying, but Gamora not dying, but she's still there for some reason because of Infinity War magic, right? And
Yeah,
it
yeah.
makes no sense. And I mean, granted, kudos to them for like poking fun at that little tidbit,
Oh yeah, very
but I
aware.
don't think she was necessary at all. Like, what does she ever contribute at all? What does she contribute at all to the movie? You take her, like, imagine you watch the whole movie, but you take her out. Does it change anything?
Right.
I mean,
I
Peter
guess.
Quill is still, freaking depressed.
Yeah, because it's not like it's the real Gamora, right? She did add a little bit of humor when they tried to become closer in the channels. I mean, that was my favorite part when they're like, it's like, this is the yellow channel. Like, no, the yellow channel is the blue channel. The blue is the red. Black, I don't even know what it was exactly, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah, the buttons. Yeah.
All right, so Gamora is pretty much useless. Quill, I think that Quill was useless too.
I see. Okay, this is. I think maybe if I had like maybe one gripe
Mhm.
was I feel like they concluded all of the main characters' story arcs a little early
Yeah,
in
very
previous
rushed, right?
films. Huh?
Oh, what do you mean? Sorry.
So, like, for Peter Quill, I feel like they concluded his entire arc back in Volume 2.
So he should have been done before this movie?
Well, no, I'm not saying he should have been done, but I feel like they just kind of tagged him along and gave him like this crippling depression arc where because his love of his life is dead, but then they tacked on Gamora, making it even more confusing, and so making it impossible for him to move on. Therefore,
Right,
giving him, a purpose to eventually leave, right?
right. Find himself.
Find himself to
Okay.
go on his self-finding journey. And I feel like it doesn't really like it doesn't make Peter Quill any better or worse.
I see. Like it's
Like
just neutral.
yeah, it's completely neutral. Like my opinions of him, just like my views of Peter Quill doesn't change at all. And so it's like, if that's the case, then why am I watching this movie?
Right. Like there's no character development. Like the Gamora and Quill thing, that's what I'm saying. The only person who was really relevant in this third movie was
It's
Nebula.
Rocket. No, it's not even Nebula. It's Rocket. The whole
I
the
mean
only
Rocket,
the
yeah.
only
Rock,
the only relevant person yet was Rocket because this movie was
but
really just about him.
dude, I felt like Nebula was OP, man. She was super overpowered with that new hand. The
Yeah,
laser beams. Where
nanotech.
where does that laser even come from?
She
Where
says she
does
got it
that
from
beam?
Rocket.
No, no, no. I know she had the arm from Rocket,
Oh,
which
well,
was
I mean, we
also in
saw,
the Christmas
so
special.
okay. There's a cool little tidbit where in every Marvel film, there always features some new technology, right? This is evident
Right.
in like mostly the Iron Man films, where it's always pointed out that Tony Stark will learn from past mistakes, and that you can see those mistakes in previous Iron Man movies, and he makes an improvement to the suit in the future movies.
Like the next movie. Hey, next movie, I'm gonna have a better improved suit.
So, but we saw that Iron Man has like ability to create nanotech, right?
Yeah.
That's just what his suit is in Infinity War. So it's not so far-fetched to think that, Nebula and Rocket can adapt that technology from Stark into Nebula's arm.
Right. I mean, I don't doubt it. I mean, Rocket Raccoon is a smart kid, so I don't doubt
Smart
that.
kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we do learn that he's extremely intelligent.
Yeah, almost smarter than the High Evolutionary.
I did like that. Well, yeah, creative anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he could solve problems a little bit better. Actually, realizing this and going through all of this, there is a lot of characters in this third installment. Like, I mean, High Evolutionary, Adam Warlock. I mean, I don't think they did a good job with killing off Adam Warlock's mommy.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Adam Warlock, I kind of felt like a little bit let down on the whole Adam Warlock thing. because they were
Because you
hyping it
well,
up. Because they hyped it up a lot from
well,
Volume Two.
did you know Adam Warlock from the comic books?
No.
Dude, he was super overpowered, and like he like he could like he was a strategist who could like almost beat out Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. But
Yeah, I mean, it honestly looked like he could, right? It
yeah,
looked like he had the ability to. I mean, obviously you saw him like zipping through space.
like Captain Marvel level.
Yeah, like Captain Marvel. Yeah. The only difference was that he's still new. He's still young.
He's a baby.
He's a baby. Yeah.
It is very disappointing.
But it was just they just never really. I feel like they didn't really fully utilize his ability. Like they just spend the entire time him chasing after Quill and Rocket the entire
Rocket,
time, but then being foiled because of like unlucky events or just being outsmarted.
Yeah, and then the little not Kraglin, that little monster beast pet that he got.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, so I think they could have done a lot better with Warlock in this movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, they could have just made him the main bad guy for all I care.
Oh, they should have made him the main bad guy because he was a bad guy in the comics. But I guess it's a high evolutionary, and the high evolutionary did crazy things to Rocket, which I think did motivate his arc. There was a nice connection there. I gotta stop griping and complaining, even though now, in
Makes it sound like you just don't like the movie. It's like, oh, Quincy doesn't like Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know.
What
Siskel and Ebert give it 2 stars. No, I'm just kidding. But I like the movie. The movie was great.
That's gonna be the title. I like this movie.
Yeah.
Welcome to Guardians of the Crimes of the Galaxy.
Crimes of the Galaxy. Anyway, at the end, I mean, we see the group split up, and then we're introduced to kind of new characters as well. Gamora goes with the Ravagers. Quill goes back to Earth.
Yeah.
For some reason, to see his grandfather.
Well, he's trying to go on his mystical self-discovery journey.
Yeah, good for him. We like that. And then Rocket Raccoon
and
becomes...
Mantis. Oh yeah, Rocket becomes the new leader of Guardians. Mantis goes off with her pet.
Her
energy monsters. Yeah.
That was... And even the fact that she did decide to leave is also so weird. It's like, I mean, their family, and she seemed closer to Drax than anyone else. Like, not even close to Peter Quill. So it's like, and then Drax becomes a father figure to all these little girls, right? That are
sure. I mean, that kind of throws off a lot because, I mean, technically, right? His whole motivation in the beginning was he had a family that was killed by Thanos, and I guess trying to tie it back to now him being a family man, right? With getting his redemption,
right? With all these little kids, blonde little kids, who, and then of course Nebula was like, "Hey, I want to take care of this whole town." I was like,
well, she wants to create a family that she never had when she was with Thanos.
Overcompensating. Yeah, so and then Adam Warlock's part of the Guardians as well. One of the
that
girls.
That was the part that actually threw me off too. Like, you would think he would go back to the Sovereigns.
Yeah, where are the Sovereigns? Like, what's like his mom's gone, and so like now you grow up with all these Guardians of the Galaxy, and now you're gonna stick around. It's weird. No griping though.
Yeah, sure. Right. It is strange that they decided to have Warlock join the team at the end, as well as with Cosmo the dog.
Oh yeah, Cosmo the dog was a kind of nice comic relief.
I think they did a good job with that. Cosmo was nothing more than a Easter egg character. Like, I thought that was really neat.
In the beginning, right? Like, it was like, oh, Easter egg. Same thing with the duck guy. The duck guy is supposed to be
the duck. I forgot his name. But yeah, I thought they were just gonna leave it at where they're just cameo appearances every now and then. But no, Cosmo,
big part,
new Guardian, big part.
Yeah. So I guess in the end,
and
we
then
really do think
The last
Oh, yeah,
one
yeah.
is Groot.
Oh, I almost forgot about Groot. Hey, for someone who doesn't speak that much, he does have a really cool kind of overarching like character involvement. Like he's very contributive of the entire
But
group,
wait,
I
did you
think.
when Groot, finally talked in normal sentence at the end?
Oh,
He's like, I
dude,
love.
dude, talk about Groot. I mean, talk about gripes, man. Dude, let's list all the gripes.
No. Did
Like,
you when you heard that? Did you just imagine like Vin
oh,
Diesel in
no,
from Fast and Furious saying
I did not.
that?
No, no, Groot is
Yeah, Vin
I thought.
Diesel.
Oh, it's Vin Diesel. It's not The Rock.
No,
I thought it was okay. Vin Diesel then. Yeah, I can't. I love you.
no. Did you? I mean, did you?
I did not. No,
Vin
I thought it was The
Diesel-
Rock.
When the
I thought it was The
Groots-
Rock.
When the Groot spoke, I immediately just thought of, wait, is that Dom Toretto? the speaking.
No, I thought of Groot. I thought Groot was actually the whole time. I thought Groot was The Rock. So I apologize.
What the heck?
Yeah, I thought it was The Rock the whole
How
time.
did you even manage to get the Rock
Well,
in there?
because I knew that Rocket Raccoon was
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper,
Yeah.
but I was mixed up whoever Groot was. I thought Groot was either The Rock or Vin Diesel.
Yeah, I'm
And
saying,
I
how
kept
did you
saying-
even get the Rock in there?
I don't know. It's not his voice. I mean, it could be anyone, literally anyone. Like
But
all he
only
says, "I
Vin
am Groot."
Diesel sounds like Vin Diesel.
Yes.
Yeah, only Vin
But-
Diesel sounds like him.
But I mean, when you slap like an animated character over it, yeah, I mean, I don't really distinguish.
No,
Vin Diesel's
for
voice.
Vin Diesel, he has a very distinct voice, and he's very, very He is a very stereotypical actor, where like he's meant to play Dom Toretto in the Fast and Furious movies,
Okay.
and that's all
Yeah,
I can actually ever hear now. That's
'Cause
all I can imagine Vin Diesel as Dom
He's a-
Toretto saying, "Family is everything." It's like we
That's
can do
funny.
everything when family is around.
I guess I had more gripes than I thought.
Nothing but gripes of the galaxy.
Well, I guess we have to see what the rest of the people think because I feel like there was a lot of things that kind of felt a little bit disjointed. I mean, honestly, why did Groot all of a sudden say "I love you" when he was saying "I am Groot"? And people understood him. Like that was the thing. People understood him. Gamora's like, "Oh, I kind of understand him," and then all of a sudden he's like, "I love you," and I'm like, "Whoa."
I
this
mean,
is too much.
I think that was just to keep the situation, the atmosphere light.
I think so. Yeah. Keep it light. Very good. Because it threw me off. I'm like listening. I'm like, wait, did he just talk? That's interesting and strange and
So, but how do you
unexpected.
think they're going to continue it now? Because I thought
Um,
Volume 3 was supposed to be the very end, right? Like it was supposed to be the final send off of the Guardians, and it was just going to be over.
Obviously, they have new Guardians, right?
Well, they have new Guardians, but they also did say that Star Lord will be back.
It just keeps people up in the air. That's what happened.
I don't know how. I guess maybe they come back, maybe for like some of the future Marvel Avengers stuff.
Possibly.
Like
I
maybe
mean,
Secret
definitely.
Invasion, or maybe they'll make an appearance in the new Marvels.
Dude, I watched the behind the scenes for Secret Invasion. That looks pretty sick. That looks really good. I think it'll be really good.
Well, like,
can't
I
wait
think
for
that's the
people
next. That's like the next big nexus point, right? Is the Secret
to-
Invasion
Right.
before?
Well, I
Kang.
feel like there's been so many nexus points for these shows and movies.
no,
it's hard
not. I would say there's only been one big nexus point so far, and that's the Infinity War movies.
I mean, like
'Cause
Ant-Man and the
everything-
Wasp
'cause-
was-
No, because everything before Infinity War, right? That was all build up, and then they
Wait,
had this
wait,
big.
what are you referring to as nexus points? Because there
Like-
is a defined definition for nexus
Like a
points
nexus
in
point
the
for me
MCU.
is something where it's like it redefines every character and affects every movie
I see. So you're just
franchise.
making up your own definition of what a nexus point is.
No, that's what a nexus is. It's a connection. It's the connecting point for all these other different events that are affected by this one point in time.
Are you
it's
talking?
all
Yeah, because you're talking about so similar to Doctor Strange and
yeah, it's a fixed point.
Doctor
Fixed
Palmer.
it's a fixed point in time.
Yeah.
It can't be
Okay.
changed. It affects everything else. That's what the
Okay.
Nexus Point is. Yeah.
All right. So that's what. So Infinity War is that nexus point.
Yeah. Infinity
Great.
War Endgame, I combine those two. And then I think the
Awesome.
next one is Secret Invasion. And then third one is going to be Kang Dynasty.
King
Hopefully,
Dynasty.
I think.
All right. We shall see. I mean, that's what these. I mean, I don't know. Maybe superhero fatigue is a real thing. Because obviously before I was like, I'm never gonna miss a Marvel movie or IP or anything, and now I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm over it. I can't watch Christmas specials. I didn't. Did you watch the Halloween special? Werewolf by Night.
For which one?
Werewolf by Night, the Halloween special.
No?
Yeah, me neither. Like it's like you didn't even watch Miss Marvel. I didn't even watch She-Hulk. What
I
kind of
watched
geeks are
She-Hulk.
we?
I did not watch Miss Marvel. Yeah,
You watched the Christmas special.
I did
I
watch
watched
Christmas
Christmas.
special. Yeah.
I
Other
wonder
than
if
that, I watched everything else.
you watched one. We watched WandaVision. That was good.
Yeah. I watched the Black Panther.
Oh, I didn't watch Black Panther. I still gotta watch that. But I heard that was good. Okay, but let us know what you guys thought about the movie in the comments below. Let us know if the otter and Rocket were really kissing. We'll
That
post
was
it on our
not a
social
kiss.
media. Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.